Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining today's edition of LadyCoding Happy Hour. I'm joined today by Paige Duffey and Sharon. My name is Ashley Snyder. I am a senior ServiceNow developer at Virginia Tech. I've been working on the ServiceNow platform for a little over 5 years. I'm really excited for this edition of LadyCoding Happy Hour. Today, I am drinking Athletics Upside Dawn. It's a non-alcoholic beer. It's a golden, and it's exclusively produced. I think Brad's had it on the show before. It's really good beer. I really enjoy it. I'll go ahead and pass it off to Paige to introduce herself now.
Hello, my name is Paige Duffey. I am a senior developer and platform product owner at Novant Health. I have been working on the platform for a very long time. I honestly can't remember what year I started. I just know it was before they started naming the releases after cities. So it's been a while. Today, I do not like beer. I think I've mentioned that a few times on this show, but so instead I made a nice mixed drink out of a cherry soda and an amaretto. Can't really go wrong with that. So, and I got it in my nice Creator Con cup, which is kind of hard to see, but 2019.
We'll be able to see it better once you have drunk it all.
Right.
I am Sharon Barnes. I am working with New Access Innovations, government contractor, and my role is to do business analyst as well as system administrator on the ServiceNow platform. And I've been in the ecosystem for approximately 2 years now. And for my beverage, also not as much of a beer person. This is one of my favorite wines. It is Petite, and mostly I originally got it because it has such a fun background with elephants and monkeys, and it just looked interesting. And it tastes good too.
Awesome. So, Paige, I know you kind of are the brainchild behind what we're doing today, so I'll go ahead and hand it over to you to kind of discuss what we're working on.
Sure. So today we're pretty much just going to build an app from the ground up. So, you know, some of you may know how to do this and some of you may not, but we'll start from the beginning. We're going to build something to allow the developer MVP cohort to come into a portal or a catalog item and basically submit a blog post that they've created and then hopefully automatically socialize that through Twitter and LinkedIn. So I'm not sure how far we'll get through all of that, but we'll see. So should be able to
lofty goals.
Yeah. Yeah, quite large goals. Well, like I said, we'll see how far we get.
All right, sounds good.
I almost feel like we should play a drinking game. How many times Paige says I'll say it a lot. Anyway, ignoring Gabby, I am going to go ahead and use the new App Engine Studio. We're not using it yet at Novant, but I've kind of started playing in it a little bit, and I really like the interface. It does not replace necessarily Studio, but it's got some cool things.
I really like it for like laying that initial groundwork of an application, you know, just like getting started and getting that like scaffolding up and then moving into Studio. It's just like so much easier to get started here.
Very true. It's got nice walkthrough sections to get through each step.
All right. So we just gave it the basic information. I'm just kind of following along at this point. So we will need a table. And create it from scratch. Label MVP submissions. I will say one thing that I've noticed in playing around with it, that unlike Studio, where you could kind of pick your name and then pick your label and then change your name in the background, it doesn't allow you to do that. So sometimes I don't like these really long names that it gives you. But otherwise, yeah, it's a pretty solid experience. So we created our table from scratch, and let's add a few fields. Probably don't need that. So, so on my PDI, we do not have access to a list of MVPs, but we'll just pretend like we do.
That's on mine. Cappy's PDI, sorry.
It's all right. Right.
We will need some other fields as well.
Yeah.
URL, of course.
Yeah. So do that. URL type. And then I'm not really sure what else we need.
Would it be relevant to have a date that it is up for, or expiration date type of thing?
Well, I mean, it can't hurt. Yeah. I will tell you that I often find I kind of start at the minimum necessary, what I know I need for sure, and regularly go back in and add fields as I go. I'm like, oh, I should really have a field for X, and I should really have a field for Y. So you'll probably see that a little bit.
I feel you. It's so much easier just to like go and add more than to like deconstruct them, you know, or have to remove them later.
Well, that, and for me at least, I can never think through everything that I need initially. It never happens. So move things around a little bit.
I think I work the opposite way. I always try and sort of map out what I'm building first. But that's because I hate to delete things.
Yeah, you probably should map things out first. I've never been very good at it. I've always kind of just like dove into it, and I'm like, I'll figure it out as I get through figure it out. Be all right. That field. I also really, really, really like the way, and this is the same with like the new catalog item builder, the way that you can preview things as you're building them. It's a lot nicer.
Yeah, I agree. Not having to flip back and forth or like have multiple sessions open. It's really nice just to have that tab experience there.
Definitely.
Agreed.
Let's try that again. Not really sure why the number field doesn't flip to read only when it's submitted or when it's created. But that's all right. Okay, so that's our basic table. That did not take long. So let's see. What else can we do? I guess for submission, we could potentially create a catalog item. Speaking of catalog item builder. Why not?
So I haven't used this yet, Paige. Can you kind of like, for those who haven't used it, kind of walk through the basics a little bit of what you're doing?
Yeah. So it's built very similarly to like App Engine Studio. It really is geared towards more of your kind of probably citizen developer and not someone who develops in the system constantly. There are a few things missing from it. But for like just a simple catalog item, or for people who aren't in the system all day long doing this, it's really, really nice. So when you come into it, there's kind of a few things. You've obviously got your create new catalog item. You also have create catalog item template. So you can create a template that then someone else who's coming into this can reuse to create the basis of their item. So if we go ahead and create a new one.
Cool. And just to demystify, anything you create here is you can go back and to maintain items if you need to like add some advanced features in, correct?
Yeah, the only caveat to that is you do have to I don't remember if it's quite the same verbiage as Flow Designer, but you do have to like submit or kind of save or publish the item. So, and I'll show you as soon as I pick a random template. I'll just change it as we go. When I create this item, you can see on the back end submission. Let's save this and we can take a look real quick. You can see on the back end that the item I just created no. Okay. So this is the item I just created. You get this nice little alert. Shows it's inactive, but you should also see when it's checked out, and then when it's checked out, you can't do anything on the back end with it. So, okay. So that looks good. But now if we start editing in it again, submit. Oh, this template's not going to let me do that. All right, so we're just going to delete that. What did you say, Sharon, about not liking to delete things?
That is my least favorite action.
Whoops.
I always check like 3 times before I actually click accept on delete. It bugs me.
Well, had I been a little more ahead of things, I would have just created a basic template, but I did not do that. Try to use a out of the box one, but it does look like it locks you into the template itself. So, I mean, I guess I'll just walk you guys through this. I am creating a template. I am just doing the bare minimum here. You've got obviously the basic information on the template and who it's available for. I'm not really going to restrict it to anybody because nobody else is in my PDI. I'm not really going to set any of these fields either, but as you can tell, there's a lot of information where you can kind of create that and then keep your users constrained within that template. Your citizen developers specifically, which I love to talk about. You can preload some questions and things like that.
This looks like a system that would be very user-friendly for a citizen developer.
Yeah, far more than the back-end version of it, which at this point I'm so used to, I don't know what I would do without it. But yeah, so there's kind of our basic template. I mean, the only thing I said on here is the name of the template and, this first override. It'd be nice if it didn't always require a template to use the catalog builder, but you can get around that pretty easily. So
there's always ways.
Yeah, where there is a will, there is a way.
My favorite mentor always says, "Can it be done?" Yes. Should it be done? Totally different question.
Yeah.
It's like, how do I break this so I know how you broke it? That way I can help you fix it.
And so right now it apparently just won't let me do anything. I've got a nice blank catalog item that I can't change. Alrighty. I want to select a table in my current application. To unlock it, find an item template. You know what? Yeah, I know. I'm also pretty sure you can open catalog items that already exist. So
you can open ones that exist in Catalog Builder?
I'm pretty sure you can. I feel like that's what we see right over here.
Okay, cool.
Probably done this before.
I feel like a noob all over again because I know how to create catalog items and I've been doing it for 5 years, but Catalog Builder is like totally new to me.
Yeah, what's really
Yes.
sad is I've used this a few times, and in that amount of time, I've forgotten how to use it. So, nah. But I swear it's really easy to use. There we go. Look at that.
I agree with that. About 2 weeks ago, I was teaching our interns about how to build catalogs. And we open up their PDI and the system takes us straight into this catalog builder. And I'm like, ooh, we're going to learn this together, guys. Because I figured never teach them the old stuff when you can get them used to the new.
So there was I forget what it's called. I think it was called the Catalog Item Designer that came out for a little while. Was not a fan. And this is light years ahead of that, despite the fact that I apparently cannot use it today. That is probably a me problem and not a technology problem. But yeah, if anyone has used the old Catalog Item Designer, it's night and day difference. So definitely a lot better. But as you can see here, this is what I was trying to show you. When it's open in the catalog builder, it's not accessible really on this end. Yeah, there we go. You cannot edit this item here as it's being checked out in the catalog builder. So it kind of, I wish that you could kind of do this on the back end too, kind of check out those items, even if you're not using the catalog builder. I don't know if anyone else has ever run into this, but occasionally we've had two people working on the same catalog item and can create some conflicts as you're moving things around in the instances. So
That makes sense. Unless you've got a very organized team, once you get past a certain number of people, it is easy to have them all occasionally step on each other's projects.
You will kind of notice too that, I know when I'm building out questions, it kind of gives you the entire selection of questions. And here you'll see that they've split them up. I believe almost all of the same choices are available here. They're just kind of categorized into buckets, and then you can pick your question type. So like, let's see. I don't know what I'm looking for though. Yeah, it's like reference record. So let's do, that's not what I mean. Who are you? But this is what I really like. And I'm going to assume that as there are more iterations of this, that it will just get better. But I really, really like that you can see the question preview. It makes me happy.
I like that too. Sometimes, I don't know, I'm like spaced now and picking stuff, and when I try it, it's not what I wanted.
Yeah, you're like, that does not look the way that I thought it was going to look. But like even here, so you can get your list of users, but you can also, pretty sure you can see the filter live as you're building it.
Oh, I really love that.
Yeah, I mean, it works better when it, works. Did I pick the right table? Gaz keeps making a liar out of me. Does not make me happy.
It's Friday.
Um,
And it's a Friday in a live demo. I mean, it's going to happen.
well, that, and I've never driven one of these before, so.
It could
Oh my
be
God.
worse. You could be shooting a gun at a windshield window for a Tesla. And then shot
What?
it. That's in the-
Seems like
in the
an
new
oddly
Cybertruck
That,
or
yeah,
whatever.
that seems really specific.
That's it. If you haven't looked it up, it's a Cybertruck demo, and they're talking about the glass being like bulletproof, and they shot a bullet at it, and the glass, it didn't like shatter, but it did crack and everything.
That's not how you want your demo to go for that particular thing.
No. Well, that, and I mean, if I mess up here, nobody cares. My company's not watching. But again, I really love the ability to preview. Look at that.
I had not noticed that you could preview the different types of
Yeah.
interfaces.
Guys,
I just
you know,
know one.
like the only way you can do it without, using like the catalog item builder is to, go grab your phone or an emulator and pull up the app and log in. And so this is just so much better.
Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how many times I have done that.
All right, so this is going to really expose me. I don't build a lot of catalog items anymore. I do occasionally, but it doesn't happen often. I really thought there was a URL field type.
There
Is there one? I wonder if this is one of those fields that's not accessible in, let's see.
Yeah, because I know like the requested for variable isn't available in Catalog Builder. Like you said, there's just some of them that I guess we'd call quote unquote more advanced features.
Yeah, so it does take a minute to check it back in. Yeah, okay. So we're checked back in.
And this is the workaround to still get to that type of variable.
Right, from the back end.
There is always a way.
Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So if they could work on that. Be nice if we could have access to all the variables. Field like your own. I also didn't notice that if there was a way to tie the field I created. I'm sure there was back to the actual field on the record, but for now, I'll just do it here because I'm already here. Table.
And strangely, now I have that song stuck in your head.
Which song is that?
The
Oh,
Who Are You song.
yeah. I have a tendency to talk to myself while I'm creating things. I'm not used to other people listening in, so. Just, expiration date and then expiration date. All right. So, I mean, we at least have a very basic catalog item. And hey, try it still opens it in. Let's reorganize some of that.
Can you
Mm-hmm.
can you try it in the Catalog Builder? I know you showed like the phone view, but how does that work? I'm just curious.
You mean like so there's not it's not quite the same. It's not the try it. You can view it in that same preview. So in the preview box, you can kind of tell it which way to view it. You get your portal, your now mobile, or the virtual agent.
Mm-hmm. Can you interact with there or just see it?
You can.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
you can make selections and stuff. You can't submit it, I don't believe.
Oh, okay.
Don't think. Yeah, you're limited there, but it does have this handy dandy open in a new tab. So maybe you can do it here. I don't actually know.
I'm interested to see.
No, same thing.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was going to pop open your portal or not.
Though I did see a question or a comment by someone that kind of flew by about having it in two separate windows, and it looks like that actually allows you to do it. So you could have like your preview on one side, and then as you're working, I bet you have to refresh it, but yeah, my plant's always dancing because I have fans on in here. It's a happy plant. So I actually read somewhere that they think that they may possibly get more of the fenstration. I think that's the right word. You know, like where they have the holes in the leaves. If there's more wind, that it's something to do with like allowing them to withstand wind. I don't know if that's true, but I'm like, I will give you all the wind. Just be a happy plant. Okay. So we have our basic catalog item and we have our basic table. Let's go ahead and add some automation. It's closed. That's close, but we want an incident. And I don't know if you can change these templates. I'm going to guess based on the other templates that maybe you can. Now let's see. Twitter Spoke does not have connection set up. That's fine. Take care of that in a second. Yeah. All right. So you can't change that either in the templates. That makes me sad. Right?
Definitely.
Oh, no, you can't.
Oh.
Oh, whoa. Ha.
Many things.
Yeah. Don't know what I did there. Just, apparently I'm not patient enough. Try that again. It doesn't really have a state, so just... Yes, I know. It's fine. We'll do it in a second. That is a good question. So don't necessarily just want to send the blog URL. I think we'd want some sort of message. So maybe that's a question we should ask, like
description.
So yeah, I know in the Twitter Spoke and Flow Designer, you go in and script that message, but it looks like here you're just grabbing it from the field.
Yeah, I think it's like automatically creating the flow for you. I'm not really sure that's what I want to do. So we're going to cancel because we've not created anything yet, so I don't have to delete anything. Let's build it from scratch. Cool. I don't want advanced options. And yes, I'm breaking it.
Very well done.
I mean, if I show everyone else how to break it, then they know how not to break it, right? That's what I'm going with.
That is one advantage. And I'm sure you show them how to unbreak it as well.
That part is questionable. Like, I don't know.
Oh.
Sometimes I just break things. So
Right.
We're not on Rome yet. We're working on that upgrade, but I am really excited for this. They're handling. It's the little things.
Yes.
So let's do created. Ooh. Oh. Trying to get ahead of myself. All right, so I kind of want to do some sort of approval, I guess, on it. Seems to make sense instead of just automatically throwing it out there into Twitter. That probably wouldn't be safe.
Unlike my blog post, I'm just like, go.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
All depends on your content creators as to whether that's okay or not.
Yeah. We did not have like a default approver in here. Let's see. Anyone approves, but I kind of have to pick who does the approval. Really?
If all of the MVPs were in a group, you could then just let it be sort of peer moderated. Or you could assign them somebody who's always going to be in charge of it. And that is the default assigned to. Sucks for that person.
Yeah, I don't tend to like having a single approver for anything that I do. It always feels like you're asking for trouble.
Yes. Then you have created the roadblock.
Right. Though admittedly, having a group of approvers is probably just as dangerous as but that's all right.
Differently dangerous, yes.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, so we have our approval. If status. Ooh. I don't actually know which one of these it is. That's not it. That's not.
I don't even know what that does.
Yeah.
Maybe. Select choices. Yeah, there we go. Done. We'll see. That'll probably do something, maybe. All right, and then tweet. So is this what you meant, where you could
Yeah, it's really nice. You just throw your script in there, and you can kind of define whatever you want.
So just throw a default message in.
I will say, when I looked at this from a blog, you have to have like one connection set up for messages and one connection set up for media. So like, in your screen right now, it's like message and media. You have to make sure that you have both of those connections set up if you want to do both.
So what is media exactly in this regard? Is that like a video or?
Yeah, I would assume like anything that isn't text, like pictures or like whatever. But you can just set up just text messages if you want.
Yeah. Let's see. Don't know that I want. No, it would be trigger. Current bots. Taking a risk. Pretty sure that's the right field.
You got that tab right next to it. You can always click that tab.
Which tab? Sorry.
Right there next to your flow tab, the table tab.
The flow tab, the table tab.
Like
So-
create Twitter message.
Inside of App Engine Studio, you got the 3 tabs at the top.
Oh, yeah, the one right there with my table.
I know we're not used to such luxuries.
Nope. Let's see, message plus URL. All right. We do need to actually set up the credentials on that though.
And she said, so I drink.
Darn it, I didn't even know I said it. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, the two different credentials.
Yeah.
So, and I will, before I pull that away, I'm using Ashley's blog post for this. I did already go through and set up the developer account on Twitter. I don't remember what the URL is for that. Let me pull that back up. And then set up the, like, all the little pieces. It walks you through what you need in there. So, sorry, it logged me out. I will admit, I always get a little confused when I'm working in like the credential, the connection and credential alias stuff. It's just a little bit like, am I doing the right thing?
Yeah, I think you should just be able to set up a connection underneath that.
Yeah.
It would be helpful, but
you might have to create a credential. I know it's kind of backwards because we saw a credential.
Yeah.
What I did was go into credentials first because I was kind of following what Brad and them did on their Twitter live coding happy hour.
It's for you.
Created a credential first and then went in and kind of tied it all together with that.
Sorry.
Just rainbow hearts.
It's beautiful. He had to show me what he was thankful for, which was me, by the way.
Aw.
very nice.
So yeah, you were saying try creating the credentials first.
Mm-hmm.
If you click new, it should have like taken you to like an interceptor.
Yeah. With
There's
like
a Twitter credential.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. And then I think I need. Okay. So trying to find my made the mistake of not copying down the authentication stuff.
They tell you to copy it down.
I know it was a mistake.
Twitter's it's a really interesting developer interface because it's like if you don't save it all the first time, like you got to regenerate it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah. They're pretty unforgiving.
But I think I got it now. So you can go in and regenerate them, which is what I'm doing.
Okay.
So, the access token.
Well, while you are doing that, do you ladies have something exciting for Thanksgiving coming up?
No. No. My whole family's in Oklahoma and we're in North Carolina. So
I'm in North Carolina too. You should come on up and see me.
we're all in North Carolina, right?
We are.
We already have 15 people coming, so one or two more won't do anything.
No, we a couple years ago we were moving on Thanksgiving and we ordered Thanksgiving dinner, and I really enjoyed that because I didn't have to cook, and so we kind of just continued to do that.
Okay, that does sort of sound magical.
It is definitely nice.
I got like a prepared meal this year. Usually I try to cook something, just haven't had the time. So I'm really looking forward to just popping it in the oven and seeing what happens.
And I am looking forward to Andrew smoking a turkey.
It sounds really good.
It will be delightful. He is trying to talk me into smoking a cheesecake, which just still sounds a little odd.
That would be interesting. Definitely.
I've
I
never
will
heard
tell
of that
you if it
before.
happens. I found a recipe. And I love to make cheesecake, so why not?
I mean, can't really go bad with or can't really go wrong with cheesecake, right? So.
Paige, I just left that blank when I did mine. I don't know.
That's what I was.
Know better, but
I mean, it ultimately worked for you, right? So
it did for my very simple use case.
This one will be pretty simple too.
And then I think after that, I just added a new connection.
Under here? Yeah.
Try it. Yeah. Go ahead and try it there.
I feel like this is always so much easier to do when people aren't watching you.
Why is like setting up connections and like permissions and authorizations like the hardest thing to do? It's like so easy. You're just copying things, but it's like the hardest thing to do.
Because you have to copy it exactly, and most of the time you do it once, and then it's a really long time before you do it again for anything else.
Yeah. And for me, I get really kind of confused around the connection and connection and credential aliases and credentials, and like how to connect all those together. That's one of those pieces that I kind of struggle with. As you saw, I'm like, which one do I do now?
Me too. I just haven't done them enough.
Yeah, this is not the first time that I've set something up for integration up either, so or the second or the third. I'm still like, I don't know what to do. So, right. So, I mean, we have a basic flow in theory that should do something. Let's see.
One last thing I checked is if you go to like Flow Designer itself, there's like a connections tab, and you could just kind of verify that it's set up for Twitter there.
Yeah, I think that's in the action itself where the connection is listed. I think. Maybe not. Or it's really slow at loading. Also possible. Nope, that's not it. So you're saying in Flow Designer, like outside of the...
Yeah.
And we want the one we just created.
If you go back a step, there's that connections tab.
And you
should get Twitter in there somewhere. Yeah, I think it's all configured down there. So you should be good.
Yeah, I see it.
I have honestly one configured, but not the other. Nice.
Yeah, I didn't do the media one.
That's okay.
Wow, that's actually really nice. I've never clicked on that tab before. So, it brings you right into everything you need.
Well, that's magical.
This is like an adventure for me. It even tells you like credential name. Yeah, that's really nice.
And this is the question I always find myself laughing to ask, but how long has that been there? That simple thing that makes my life so much easier.
I'm definitely kind of curious now. So,
yeah, me too.
Let's create a new one. I don't have any MVPs in here yet, so we'll just take and got this handy dandy blog post that I already have pulled up. And see what happens. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, probably an issue with the approval.
Do we have any people in the group?
Nope. No, and it may
be a problem.
Oh no, I mean, I did everything all right with the ID. So yeah, you're probably right. It's probably if there's nobody in the group. So let's try adding someone real quick. If that doesn't work, just to try and make sure that we get something onto Twitter, I will just remove the approval. It's how I test. I'm like, oh, you're a roadblock that I don't want to deal with right now, so I'm just going to remove you.
See if it fixes the problem.
Yep.
Oh,
Pretty much.
that makes me think back to when I was learning how to do Flow Designer, and I just identified there were 4 different things that needed to be fixed, changed all of them, totally didn't run, didn't know what broke it. I learned change one thing and test at a time. Much faster.
Yeah, I almost wonder if it's because we don't have any kind of approval field on the form or something. But like I said, I'm just gonna, for now, I'm actually just
As a side note, in the chat, Andrew said that the connections tab was probably added around Orlando.
Oh, so it's been a while. So what you're saying is it's been a while, and just completely missed that. I'm going to delete you too. Yeah, this is my super complex flow. So let's test you. All right, hey, look at that. Access. This is a little different. So, like I said, we're still in Quebec. This is a little different. About authentication data. Oh.
Yeah, I got that when I was doing my blog too. I think I had to copy and paste everything back in. Like all the keys and stuff. I think I just put them in wrong the first time.
Yeah. I can try that real quick. I mean, now that I know how to get to the connections tab quickly, just copy. Yeah. Come in here. And it's entirely possible too that I put the wrong thing in the wrong place.
Yeah, I found on Twitter they call consumer key something different.
Yeah.
It's like
that one.
Key and access secret. Like the wording's different.
Yeah. Under consumer keys they've got API secret and key, and that is definitely what threw me off. I was like, is that right? Is that where those go? So let's try this again. Let's save that right. Yeah. That was really fast. Still the same thing. How strange. My permissions. Yeah, there's also bearer token in here. I'm assuming we don't need that for anything.
No, I didn't use that. One thing to check on your Twitter developer account.
Yeah.
On like the Twitter account that's linked to it, is that app connected to it?
It should be with read and write. I did do that. I'm not in the app anymore though. Let's go back a couple. Yeah, here it is. Sorry. That was the documentation. So yeah, here's the actual app. Permissions, read and write.
Yeah.
So description, app ID, app icon, authentication settings.
I didn't have to do that.
Disabled.
if you go into like if you click on your picture, I don't know if you can go into your Twitter account from there. There's like a setting for connected apps. Like, I think you go into more.
Let's see. Come on.
It's thinking about it.
Very slowly.
The birds are flying very slowly.
The only, this is an account I made just for this. The only person that I'm following is Taylor Swift. So it made me follow someone.
Yeah, I know. I hate that. I'm like, this is for business and work.
All right.
And you didn't choose to follow your work?
Yeah, it's in sessions.
Make
It's
sure
there. Okay.
you're right. Well, how disappointing. Very disappointed in you, Twitter. Very disappointed. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what to do if that's not working.
Yeah, I would say just double check. I would just double check the credentials. And your connection alias is the same as what I used.
Yeah, I copied it from your blog.
And the connection URL, I know it's really small. I just want to make sure we typed it in right.
So it was just one more time, making sure I did not mess these up. Yeah, this is what I use for the connection URL.
Yeah.
Let's see what ServiceNow has to say about it. When in doubt, Google. Name, credential alias. Not helpful, actually. We did all of this. Yeah, I don't know. And we are rapidly running out of time.
In your developer account, can you just pull that up real quick? The tokens and stuff for it.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, you got it. Access token is secret. Those should work. I mean, I don't know if there's something we're missing here, but that's all I had to do.
Apparently not as easy for me. Does not like me as much. Well, all right. I mean, so I guess our developer MVPs can socialize nothing, but we'll take a log of all of your entries for a later date.
Hey, try activating it real quick though, and then testing it.
Yeah.
This is a good start to an app because I like the logic of where it's going. What I'd love to see for sort of a second version would be from inputting it by the different MVPs. Then instead of it having going to one central like company Twitter account or some such, the MVPs are already so well connected, having a different portal page that they could come up to and have cards for each different blog that people have submitted to the system, and then having a button that they click from that will then have them log into their own LinkedIn or Twitter and post it to their own account, so that you're really meshing and cross-pollinating the communities.
Well, yeah, that
would be
cool.
an interesting enhancement.
Yeah, so basically like, hey, check out this really cool blog post that I found from Ashley's blog, and have it just automatically post to your stuff.
Exactly.
Really cool. I mean, I can't even post to Twitter my own, but that would be really cool. So yeah, I mean, you guys got to see failure.
We'll explore next time. I mean, you did everything I did, so I don't.
Yeah.
I'm assuming something in Twitter that you probably missed setting up, because there was a lot that you had to set up, like on the API and stuff.
Yeah. Well, and I tried to set it up all ahead of time, and it is entirely possible that I missed something. I was like, I'll be on top of everything. And of course, I was on top of everything except for, installing the Twitter spoke. And so, like, I'd also started kind of looking into how you do that with like LinkedIn. That's a little more complex. And since we couldn't get past Twitter, maybe next time.
We'll get there.
We will.
We will.
I'm finding these live coding happy hours. There's always something. There's always a part 2.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of the fun of it, right? People get to see other people mess up. So
Well, that's part of the point of this, is to actually see some of those roadblocks that real developers go through and how they overcome it.
Or don't.
All right, well, we do have to wrap up. We can go ahead and rate our beers or drinks. Paige, let's start with you, since you've had one of the fanciest drinks tonight.
It was really good, but I realized I did not mix it at all. So it was all cherry soda, and I'm just now actually hitting the alcohol in it. So right now it's really, really good. Oh, and you can see my cup.
Well deserved on a Friday. For mine, I really enjoy these. I like these. I'm going to give it a 5, just because it's a really decent beer for a non-alcoholic beer. It's not like your O'Doul's and stuff. And the company's coming out with all kinds of beers. Like I got a maple and a cranberry pale on the way. So definitely check them out.
All right. And the Petite is pretty darned awesome. Like I said, one of my favorites, and it goes great with like any type of red meat, or in this case, turkey. So any type of thing.
All right. Well, awesome. Thank you, everyone. I know we'll be back. We're going to get this Twitter out to go. Paige is going to figure it out like literally a minute after we're off the air. So
yeah, I will probably look at it shortly after getting off of here, because that'll drive me crazy.
But thank you, everyone, for joining us. Paige, you did a really great job. You went through a lot of stuff in like an hour. I mean, you got a whole app built and like basically an integration mostly built. And I'm blaming Twitter for this. So.
Well, the app building's getting easier and easier. So you can throw a table up in no time now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, awesome. Thank you for joining, everyone. Have a great weekend. If you're in the U.S., have a great Thanksgiving holiday.
It was a pleasure. Bye.
Bye.